What's up, world? It's your man Kelsey-Bernard coming to you from my car again. You're probably wondering, why am I always in my car? Honestly, the sound is really good in here, and you guys will be able to hear me much better from the car. So anyway, I'm having a pretty good day. It's a little cloudy, but it's a little, it's way better than my hometown in Augusta, Georgia, where it's raining and they're feeling the effects from Hurricane Irma, which is now a tropical storm, thank God. And shout out to the people down in Florida who are going through the aftermath of the storm. And I'm sure the storm is still there. I have to look up the current position of the storm and see how people are holding up down there. But yeah, man. But anyway, today is September 11th, 2017. But I wanted to give my quick thoughts on September 11th, 2001. Yeah, man. But back then, in 2001, I was in 9th grade. I was in algebra class at the time. I was in there wilding out with my best friend Brian and Mike, and we were just sitting there just having a good time. And then my teacher came in the classroom, Miss Seabrook, turns on the TV, and she's like, something's going on. So we're looking at the screen and we're like, we see like buildings on fire and just chaos. I think when she turned the TV on, the second tower had been attacked, but none had fallen yet, and it was pretty bad. And the school went on alert, and everybody was pretty shocked by what was happening. I mean, even though we were way down in Augusta, Georgia. And when this was going on, the screen had said, "America under attack. America's under attack." And I was like, yo, this is scary, man. I mean, I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know why we were getting attacked or anything. And the only thing that I could think about besides the initial attack was the fact that my brother was in basic training for the Army. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, my brother's getting ready to go fight. So then, with that in mind, I began to want to join the military with a strong passion. I was like, my brother's not going in the military to fight without me. If he's going to kick ass, I'm going to kick ass. And so ever since then, I was like, I'm joining the military. And but eventually I ended up joining a different branch than he joined. And he's doing fine. He, thank God that he made it through the war. But yeah, but that was a terrible day, man. I mean, 3,000 people were killed. Terrible day. Every time I watch the video, I cringe. I cringe from, just seeing the people suffer, and the terrorists committed, careless acts of violence against innocent people, and that's unacceptable. It's totally unacceptable. And that's one reason why I joined the military, is to fight against that type of thing, because that's terrible. That's a terrible thing. We need to eradicate those guys for doing that. So but we went over there, we whooped ass, and we did what we had to do overseas. Shout out to the Marine Corps, shout out to the Army, Navy, Air Force, shout out to you guys. And I'm just grateful for the service members. I'm very grateful for those guys. I mean, they do a great job at what they do, keeping us safe over here. But yeah, about the day initially though, on days like today, throughout social media, you would see the term "never forget." I mean, the phrase "never forget" on the timeline, and you would see that, like, people are constantly posting that, and I would never forget 9/11. That's something I'm never forgetting, because if we forget it, it may end up happening again. If we don't take measures to prevent that, it may end up happening again. So that brought to mind, a couple of things, and someone may say that, Kelsey, you're about to be a race baiter. Well, call me what you think I am. It is what it is. But I'm not intentionally race baiting, but I'm just pointing out something so that we could look at things from a balanced point of view. The phrase "never forget." Black people, Black Americans, we tend to say "never forget" concerning slavery, Jim Crow, the suffering of our ancestors. Never forget the 400 years of oppression that our people have gone through, which still affects us to this day. And I'm going to do a separate video on the effects of slavery that are still around today. That what effects has slavery had on us today, and how has it impacted society, and how has it caused suffering for today. So anyway, so the phrase "never forget," basically, we don't want to forget tragedies such as that. Tragedy is something that you never want to forget, especially, terroristic attacks. But there's a double standard, and I just want to point it out. And again, I'm an American just like everybody else. I'm very patriotic. I love my country, America. I love it. And if I had to defend it again, I'll do it again. But there's a double standard when we say never forget. When Americans in general, when we all together say never forget 9/11. I say never forget 9/11. You better not forget 9/11. When we all say it together in one accord, there's no issue at all. There's no problem. There's no rebuttal. There's no one to say, what are you talking about? Be quiet. Let it go. Get over it. However, when African Americans, our particular group, when we say never forget the bloodshed of our ancestors, never forget the chains of slavery, we're always told that, we should be quiet. We should, get over it. We should let that go. We should let go of slavery. Let go of 400 years of oppression that still affects us today. Why should we get over slavery? Why should we get over things such as, Tuskegee experiment? Why should we get over things such as Black Wall Street? Why should we get over, murders like Emmett Till? Why should we get over those type of things? Why should we get over, the war on drugs? Why should we get over the deliberate attempts to destroy our people in America? Why should we forget the fact that, our great-great-grandmothers were raped, beaten, and taken advantage of in front of our great-great-grandfathers? Why should we forget, these horrible things, but yet we shouldn't forget something that's happened, in America, which does affect us all, which does put all of us in danger, which did put all of us in danger, which still does, I'll take that back, still does put us in danger. Terrorists are still a threat to us. However, when we're talking about homegrown terrorists, when we're talking about the legacy of white supremacist terrorism, we're told to forget it. We're told to get over it. Guys, that shouldn't be that way. How would you feel if someone said, "Hey, Mr. American," or a British guy, "Hey, Mr. American, get over 9/11. That was more Australian, but you get my point. You know what I'm saying? Like, what if somebody said that to you? Somebody from another country said, "Get over that 9/11 stuff. What are you talking about?" We'll look at them, we'll be like, "Dude, are you crazy? Are you crazy? Like, get over that?" Nah. And why shouldn't we forget it? Like I said earlier, we shouldn't forget that type of thing. We shouldn't forget 9/11 because it risks happening again once we do forget it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. I just wanted to put that out in the air. I wanted to talk about that and point out that double standard because, that's telling me something. That's telling me that the suffering of African Americans individually, not individual persons, but the suffering of us as a group in this country is not that important unless other groups are involved. You see what I'm saying? Our suffering is not as important as the suffering of other Americans. You see? And that's a problem. That's definitely a problem. Because we're all human beings. We're all created by God. We're all created equally. And there should be no thought of getting over the tragedy. You would not tell the Jewish community to get over the Holocaust. No one would dare say something like that. Like that's cringeworthy. Get over the Holocaust. Forget it. You know, and then someone may try to come at me with a counter argument and say, well, you're using slavery. Some of you use slavery as, a victim, to become victims, to have a victim mindset, Dog, I can go off of, concerning that, saying a victim mindset. Dude, we are victims. Victims in a system of white supremacy. Systematic racism. I'm gonna do a whole video on that one. We're victims, we're the poorest in America. We're at the bottom of the socioeconomic ladder. Mass incarceration. You know what I'm saying? So it's just crazy, man. It's crazy. But anyway, I gotta go, y'all. And I'm gonna be back later. I'm gonna be putting some pretty good material on the site, and most of my stuff ain't gonna be in the car. It's not gonna be in the car, so you guys won't be seeing me sitting in here like all the time. So so just get ready. Thank you for watching the channel. Thanks for watching this video. And again, look out for the new material that's coming soon. And I'm gonna holler at y'all later. Y'all have a good day. Be safe. God bless you. Love you guys. Peace.